up, guys? It's your boy, Barça Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news. Over the past few days, we do have some big topics to discuss. Firstly, the return of Lionel Messi could be an option for Barcelona, following the fact that right now his contract renewal with Inter Miami is not progressing whatsoever, and Barcelona are lingering in the background in the case that Messi will be open to coming back to Barcelona, of course in preparation for the World Cup next year. Of course, alongside that, Barcelona are targeting a left winger this summer, and Marcus Rashford is twerking for Barcelona like no tomorrow. He's even appointed Fini Zahavi as his agent to do everything possible to make his dream of playing for Barcelona a reality, whereas Barcelona a bit cautious about this move, alongside the fact that Deco is really working hard on signing a big fullback for Barcelona this summer. We've of course been linked with Vanderson, the Monaco Brazilian, right back in the past, and now Jeremie Frimpong and Denzel Dumfries' names have emerged on the table. But from now until the summer transfer window, Barcelona are working and investing heavily on big renewals at Barcelona. Frenkie de Jong's renewal is closed, Raphinha renewal is closed, Flick's renewal is done, Garcia renewal is being negotiated alongside Koundé and Lamine. Szczesny's renewal is been offered to him. It's just now down for him to make the final decision. Renewal work has been working an absolute treat. Finally, a big topic as well, preseason tour in Asia set to be confirmed very soon. 1 game in Japan, 2 games in South Korea, and we have the details on those matches and also how much money Barcelona will make as well. Before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below, and let's try and get to 200 likes on this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you are new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number 1 Foot. Number 1 Foot is by far the best replica jersey website on the market, and it's not even close. They have a variety of different items at the absolute best prices. They sent me 2 kits recently. First one is the retro Barcelona kit, the home kit, which I'm currently wearing right now, and also as well the second kit for that season in the blue edition. Oh my god, like the stitching is fantastic, the quality is superb. Feels like I have the actual original kit for a fraction of the price. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 10% off your order. That's BOY. Use it at checkout, and all orders above $80 as well will receive free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Hit the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. First, we do have an update on the signing of Jonathan Tah. Again, like I mentioned a lot on the channel over the past few months, Barcelona have reached a full agreement in principle with Jonathan Tah to join the club as a free agent this summer. All that is needed left is the signatures from both ends. From Tah, it's there, but from Barcelona, it isn't. Fabrizio Romano's come out saying following this that Barca had made progress on the deal for Jonathan Tah back in December, but have stalled it after Araujo ended up staying and Eric Garcia not leaving in January as well. Bayer Munich are now in active talks with Tah again, with him being a top target following Eric Dyer's move to Monaco. So again, now Bayern Munich are back in the race for Tah. There are also reports coming out yesterday from Bild in Germany saying that now Bayern Munich have jumped Barcelona in the race to sign Tah. Also, Tah came out speaking to the media following his official announcement to leave Leverkusen, said that when you go somewhere where you might not speak the language, it's a particularly challenging experience, and that's why going abroad is definitely appealing to me. So he's more open to the idea of leaving Germany than staying, which again will benefit Barcelona if we do go back in for him. So we'll wait and see. Again, I think Eric has done very well this season to the point that he should definitely stay. We know that if Christensen can stay fit, he'll be a fantastic option. We know that Araujo with his new contract is pretty much going to stay unless someone activates his cheaper release clause in the first few weeks of July, which barring what happened against Inter, I doubt any club's going to pay 60-70 million euros for Araujo. So we'll see how things do turn out. Again, this is a sign that Flick really wanted in the beginning of the season, but maybe now he's falling in love more with Eric Garcia. Maybe he'll give Christensen some more minutes, see how he does. So I think right now everything is quite open. He's kind of an option on the back burner, but this option is going to go away now with Bayern Munich really pushing for Tah. Not going to be a huge loss if he can wait and we can make a decision. That's cool, but if he wants to go and not waste his time and have his future decided, completely understand that from his perspective. So wait and see what happens. But again, the Tah signing in favor of Barcelona is deteriorating and more favoring Bayern Munich now. But as of right now, the main priority in the defensive signings is to sign a fullback. We have been linked with 2 right backs over the past few days, being Jeremie Frimpong and also Denzel Dumfries. This is coming in from David Bayer of Sport. He's come out saying that Hansi Flick and Deco consider Jeremie Frimpong the ideal signing to reinforce the right back position at Barcelona. Again, we were linked with him a lot last summer as well. Hansi Flick and Deco were also impressed by Denzel Dumfries' performance against Barcelona in the 2 legs in the Champions League and want to sign a right back with a very similar profile to him. Of course, that'd be the absolute dream. We could already have that profile on the left hand side with Balde. With Koundé, you don't get that kind of, free flowing attacking knowledge, attacking accuracy as well. You get with Koundé overall good game and more so on the defensive side of it. So I think either of these 2 fullbacks would be really good. I think Jeremie Frimpong has a release clause, I think, for Messi Barcelona confirmed at around 30 to 40 million euros that any team can activate. So that could definitely be an option. I think with Dumfries, Inter would ask for quite a bit, but City with their FFP, they are always a much more open to selling kind of club. So we'll see. I think out of the 2 options, I'd probably pick Frimpong just admittedly because he's younger and he can fit with this younger team and we can grow with it as well. Wouldn't mind either of them. Depending on the price of Dumfries as Noel, I don't know what Inter would really ask for. We know that Frimpong has gained a lot of experience. He'll be on a very affordable price. We don't really know what Dumfries would go for with Inter, so we'll see how things do turn out. But again, a fullback signing this summer is one of the utmost priorities for Deco. Now, along with a fullback, another priority in which Barcelona do really want to sign and make a big reinforcement in this summer is the left wing position. We haven't been linked with anyone as of right now. The only link is from the player side, not from Barcelona's side, and that is Marcus Rashford, who is twerking like no tomorrow to join Barcelona. Firstly, Fernando Polo of Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Marcus Rashford has decided now to work with Fini Zahavi as the player's main goal is to play for Barcelona. I'm going to stop right there. That is a massive play by Rashford. Rashford knows that Zahavi has a good relationship with Barcelona's president Joan Laporta and believes that he can help open the door for him. Alone would be the easiest option. Rashford is willing to lower his salary to help Barcelona. People close to Rashford say that talks with Barcelona for this summer have already started, but the club doesn't want to commit publicly about the transfer right now. Rashford wants to speed up his options to play for Barcelona. That's why he has joined Zahavi's, Flick's agent and Laporta's friend. The coach likes him. It was already offered to him back in the winter before Aston Villa got him on loan, and Zahavi has already told Barcelona that he can bring Rashford to them. Finally, Romano came out saying that Rashford remains on Barcelona's target list for the summer window. The January move was not possible due to the fact that Ansu Fati's decision was not to leave. Of course, Besiktas, that was very close. Rashford is appreciated by Barcelona as he can cover several positions up front. Look, I think Rashford is an okay player. I think he's very well overrated. I think he's just really a pace merchant in behind. I think he has a good technique in terms of his shot. He, like, stylistically, he can hit, a little swerve from a distance. It may go on target, may go in. I don't think he's at a Barcelona type of level. Now, we of course need a left winger with already what we've got. Ansu and Pau Victor are probably going to end up leaving. So with that being said, you could technically bring in 2 forwards, especially if Ferran Torres is going to stay. Rashford, for me, can be a nice little option off the bench. If you really want to recommend, going to keep Zahavi happy and all this sort of stuff. To be that starting left winger, it's a big fat freaking hell no for me. Because again, Rafa and Lamine need competition. They need someone to come in and rest them as well. One of the main reasons why you could say we dropped out against Inter was being tired, forcing these players through, niggles and knocks. Look at Balde, look at Lua, look at Koundé, who all got injured. Why? Because they played too many minutes, and the time will catch up with Rafa and Lamine if we keep playing them at the rate that we are playing them. To be fair, Rafa has been handed quite a good amount of rest from Flick, so I'll give Flick some props for that, but for Lamine, definitely not. The one time he was rested was against Celta Vigo when he had to come on with half an hour to go because we were losing freaking 3-1. So Rashford for me is not the guy to really, rely upon in those moments. You want to bring him in as, a 5th, 6th choice option. Sure, if he's on the cheap. I don't think United would let him go on the cheap. But in terms of a profile, I can see why Barcelona do like him, but he's not the main guy. I know he's not going to be like a Luis Diaz, Rafa Leao, Nico Williams. He is not on that level for me whatsoever. We need a world-class winger, and Rashford is not that, in my opinion. Good little player to have as, an option, but not one where I would rely a whole season for him to, come in and out of the team and provide that coverage and competition. But again, this is all coming in from Rashford's camp. He's making it very clear in the media that he's doing everything in his power to make a move to Barcelona a reality. Barcelona are interested. They like him. They think he's a good profile. They're not going to twerk for him. They're not going to bend over backwards to make this deal possible. And the option is there. The offer presents itself and it's favorable. The club might, go for it. But it is the player mainly pushing for this deal. Now, a forward that I can definitely get behind Barcelona signing is, of course, the greatest human being to ever lay their feet on a football, Lionel Andres Messi. Now, of course, he was negotiating his renewal with Inter Miami over the past few months. Again, he signed, I think, a deal until December of 2025, so the end of this year. They've been negotiating a renewal. Things were going well. Then all of a sudden, things just never really kept going. And now the reports coming in from Argentina saying that Leo Messi's chances of staying in Miami now are only at 50%, and there is no agreement between the two parties as of right now. And that is quite clear. All we know for a fact that there is negotiation, and now, of course, we'll bring up the fact that a return could be an option to Barcelona. Look, I would absolutely love it. I think I deserve it as well. Bring him back, give him number 10, let him play. Imagine a front four of Messi, Lamine, Rafa, and Leo. My God. Or maybe Lamine, Messi, Olmo, in the false nine, or Messi up front, and then Rafa. I mean, you're talking about the greatest front four probably in the history of this sport. That is how the level we are discussing. So, of course, the Messi return would be absolutely sensational. Would he still play the highest level? You bet your ass he can. I mean, the guy is just absolutely unreal. I mean, I think every single Barcelona fan, executive, board, and manager would say, yes, this really comes down to Messi himself and it being reality. So we'll wait and see. It depends on how the things go into Miami. But if he does not reach an agreement with Inter Miami, I think a return could be on the table. Maybe like a 10-20% chance with him still being in Miami, playing the rest of the MLS season. And do not forget as well, it is the World Cup next year. And what does that mean? Players want to play at the peak, highest level, in the peak and highest condition, and Messi has a mission to try and retain that world title, and there's no better place to do it, to keep your fitness and play the highest level week in, week out, than at Football Club Barcelona. Again, Neymar is on that same boat as well, so we'll see what happens with these two former Barcelona stars. That maybe one of them, both of them, or neither of them will join the club this summer, but keep your eyes on that, especially with the World Cup coming up after next season. Let's now discuss the players that have been rumored to be leaving Barcelona over the past few days. First up is a sale that everybody and their mothers are desperate for in Clement Lenglet. Gabriel Sanz and Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Clement Lenglet, currently on loan at Atletico Madrid, may stay with the latter permanently, but financial conditions are a hurdle. Atletico might consider signing him if he becomes a free agent, but Barcelona isn't keen on terminating his contract due to his good season and age. A pay cut would likely be required for Lenglet to make the move. What did I say? What did I say back in January? Just take the offer. Apparently Atletico were like, oh, we'll give you 5-7 million. Barcelona were like, no, we want 10. I said take the fucking money, and now Atletico, they pulled their head out of their arse like, you know what, Lenglet's okay, we'll take him for free. If not, you can take him back. And now we're in a sticky wicket because Lenglet will not go to any club unless it's a big club, because he thinks he's the next best thing since sliced bread. So it's just a hassle for us yet again. Let's hope that Barcelona just say, you know what, just take him, like, just fuck off. Like, at this point, like, I'm not bothered to have another Lenglet summer saga. I really am not. Again, any means necessary to get him gone on a permanent basis, I would do in an absolute heartbeat. But wait and see what the club does. Of course, he did have a good season with Atletico. I'd definitely say it's a 7 out of 10, especially with the expectations he had going into it as well. He was starting the Champions League round 16 against in the Madrid derby. He was starting, Copa del Rey semi-final against Barcelona. I think both legs, if I'm not mistaken, and he played probably quite alright in that first leg in December in the Monge week. Even the league game, he had a good game. So we'll wait and see what Atletico do decide. Maybe they'll fork up a couple million. Maybe Barcelona will say, you know what, just take him for free. We'll wait and see how things do turn out. But a sale and a departure for Lenglet is definitely a huge priority. Just about now, really, execution and details. Another summer exit that is also pretty much well and truly confirmed is Inaki Pena. Mateo Morito of Verlivo has come out saying that Inaki Pena will most likely leave Barcelona this summer. As of now, it's likely that he'll continue his career abroad outside of the Spanish leagues. Apparently pointing their Turkish league, Galatasaray return, maybe a Premier League club that need a goalkeeper, whoever is being promoted, whether it be Leeds or whatever the teams are, I don't know, but Burnley, whatever. But he's looking for a move outside of Spain. Again, probably very likely, I think, Galatasaray in my books. But you know what? Just get some money for him, 5-10 million. and run. I mean, he's definitely not Barcelona quality, especially as a starter with Ter Stegen being here next season, most likely Szczesny as well. Barcelona fans twerking for João Garcia of Espanyol as well. There's absolutely no chance, 0% of him having a career at Barcelona next season. So take your 3 medals now, walk away with your head held high, and we'll wait to see where he goes this summer. And what's the fee going to be as well? He has, I think, 1 more year left on his deal, so I doubt Barcelona will give him up for free. I probably expect 5 to 10 million, somewhere around there. Maybe just all in variables as well. You never know. Trophies won, buyback option, percent of future sale, all the things. There's so many options to get rid of him on a permanent basis. I think a permanent move for Inaki Pena, though, is super likely. Now, despite renewing his contract just 4 months ago, apparently now all of a sudden Barcelona are open to the sale of Ronald Araujo. This is coming in from Luis Rojo of Marca, saying that Araujo's future at Barcelona is up in the air after losing his starting spot and facing a lot of recent criticism, with his release clause dropping to 70 million euros for 10 days in July. The club considered selling him. Meanwhile, Barcelona are eyeing Leverkusen's Jonathan Tah as a possible free agent if the Uruguayan leaves. So pretty much saying that now that if someone does come in and activates Araujo's release clause, Barcelona won't put any obstacles. Well, they activate a release clause. See you later, alligator. Of course, Araujo will have the final say since he has a valid contract at Barcelona until 2031. So it's quite a miracle scenario here. I think that Araujo will 100% be at Barcelona next season. I would be shocked at what club paid 70 million for him after what he did against Inter in that second leg. But maybe for other style of play, other leagues might be more suitable than at Barcelona. Again, for me personally, if that release clause is activated, I'd be happily letting go of Araujo. The only reason why I said I want him to stay in the January because we had a little bit of lack of depth at center back, and also the fee wasn't that great. 40-50 million from Juventus was nothing. I was wanting at least 60-70, and that's what his release clause is. So we'll wait and see how things do turn out. Again, I'm very much in the same place as January. If he leaves, cool. If he stays, cool. Now, a player in which Barcelona have received offers for this summer and could potentially consider his sale is Fermin Lopez. Miguel Rico of Renewals has come out saying that Fermin Lopez's future at Barcelona is uncertain. He has received an offer from Saudi Arabia with a salary exceeding 8 million euros. Barcelona will not sell him for anything less than 60 million euros, and if they do decide to sell, it will be to strengthen another key position, not due to lack of quality. So Barcelona saying if we get overpaid for him, we will sell him pretty much, which I think is respectable. Him especially being, you know, a backup option for Olmo in the 10. I think everyone knows that if we have a Champions League final tomorrow, the whole team is fully fit. Olmo would start ahead of Fermin. I love Fermin. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's a player that can definitely take the spot of Olmo in terms of quality, and definitely with so many years left ahead of him. I fully agree here with Barcelona that if we do end up selling him, it will be for a high price, for overvaluation, and then use that money, of course, to invest in the squad. But I personally would not be looking to sell Fermin in any means necessary. Like I mentioned a lot this season and this summer, I'll say it again, do not touch that midfield whatsoever. No ins, no outs. The only out I would say is maybe Pablo Torre. That's it. You have Bernal coming back from injury, who's going to be absolutely crucial and huge for Barcelona next season. He'll be like a new signing, essentially. The midfield, in my opinion, is absolutely perfect. You have every single profile in every position, and the depth is fantastic. No need to touch it. If offers come in, you can assess it, you can analyze it, but I think our midfield is perfect. That shouldn't be touched. That, of course, includes Fermin Lopez in that category as well. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, and a new update, and that is on the contract renewal of Eric Garcia. Keep in mind, Eric Garcia has only 1 year left on his deal, which means this summer you renew or you sell. Gabriel Sanz of Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that Eric Garcia feels important at Barcelona, and the condition he set in order to be willing to renew his contract at Barcelona. So now Eric Garcia is open to staying at the club and renewing his contract, and of course Barcelona are very keen on renewing his deal. Cesc Fabregas, the coach of Como in Serie A, who of course made a bid for Eric Garcia in January that was accepted by Eric Garcia in Barcelona, but Hansi Flick was the one who brought the operation. He came out saying that we wanted, and we still do want, Eric Garcia at Como. He's a versatile and fantastic player, but he will stay at Barcelona. So signs of the future. Of course, even Michel, the coach of Girona, confirms as well that he wanted Eric Garcia. They were willing to pay whatever Barcelona wanted for him, and in the end it was Hansi Flick who blocked all the operations, and we've seen how important Eric Garcia was in the second half of the season and how well he played just in the past week itself. Had a good game in the Copa del Rey final, had a good game coming on, playing for an hour in Inter first leg, played well when he came on against Valladolid, scored a goal in the second leg against Inter, played well in the Clasico on Sunday, scored a goal as well. He's been remarkable. He's been a great, makeshift player, versatility, of course, right back, center back, and pivot. He's played all three positions this season at a very, very high level. So very versatile player, very rare to find in football. So definitely wouldn't mind keeping him. I would rather keep Eric than sign Jonathan Tah. We've reached that point now, and that's how well and that's how deserving Eric Garcia is at another chance at another season at Barcelona as well. So wait and see how things do turn out. But Eric Garcia is now open to renewal, and Barcelona are open to giving it to him as well. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Wojciech Szczesny. He came out speaking after the El Clasico victory on Sunday about his future, saying that, look, I will not hide the fact that I have officially received a 2-year contract extension offer from Barcelona, but I need to now decide with my family and my wife what is best for us. 2 years! What can we do? Are we having a laugh? Look, I love Tech. He's been a revelation for us this season. Past month, he's been kind of ropey. He's given away a lot of penalties this season, but I think overall, 100% a success story. Wouldn't mind keeping him for next season, but for the season after that, giving him a 2-year deal. I don't know if it's a 1+1. Maybe he's just not giving us the actual detail. It could be just be a 1+1. But if we can sign a goalkeeper, i.e. João Garcia, I would much rather go for him than keep Tech. Ter Stegen stay next season whether you like it or not. Of course, I think my ideal scenario would be Ben Ter Stegen, sign João Garcia, and keep Szczesny as number 2 or number 1-ish, hit them two battling it out. But that's not reality. Ter Stegen will a billion, a trillion, gazillion % be here next season. The question now is, who will be his number 2? Will it be Szczesny? God forbid, will it be Inaki Pena? Astralaga, Gochin, a new signing. We're now waiting on the next option. Right now, Barcelona want to have Ter Stegen and Szczesny for next season. They're now waiting for Szczesny's answer. If he says yes, he'll stay. Them two will be the keeper. If he says no and decides to go back into retirement, we might see Inaki Pena stay. We might see Astralaga, Gochin get promoted, or all the Barcelona fans' dream, we might go out there and sign João Garcia. Again, everything for the goalkeeper department right now relies and depends on the decision from Szczesny. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of one of the best midfielders in the world, Frenkie de Jong. Mateo Merito from Renewals come out saying that both Frenkie de Jong and Barcelona are negotiating a renewal, and the priority for both the player and the club is for the two parties to stay together and continue. Al Ittihad Club is one of the teams closely watching the Dutch player situation. No negotiations are happening currently, only just general interest. So Barcelona and De Jong are still negotiating a contract after Sunday's performance. Fucking hell, man, we need to do something. I mean, not only they put a great performance on the pitch, but also as a captain, I just saw like, madre mia, this looked like, a pure leader on the pitch, getting the referee's ear, squaring up with Asensio, with Bellingham, with Vinny, wherever he had to get in the face to, yelling and screaming and making sure everything was going the best way for Barcelona as it possibly can. Also dropping a fucking masterclass of a performance. It was a historic Frenkie performance on Sunday, and we've seen how well he's done this season, even in the big games, whether it be the two interlegs, the two Atletico Lebs in the cup, whatever it may be. He has performed exceptionally well from January until now. I mean, there were some performances where he gave the ball away a few times, that people love the pinpoint and highlight for Frenkie, yes, but still in those games, dropped a 7 out of 10 minimum, week in, week out. One of the only good things, probably the only good thing that Bartomeu did in his potential, run at Barcelona was sign Frenkie de Jong. So hopefully it does continue. We'll see how things do turn out. Again, both parties are talking, they're negotiating. Hopefully it does end in positive fashion come the end of the season. The next contract renewal update is on another big player at Barcelona, the contract renewal of Raphinha. And Ferran Martinez of Mundo Deportivo came out saying that although there is still a few details left to sort out, i.e. the release clause, Barcelona and Raphinha are very close to finalizing a deal to extend his contract until 2029. I think his current deal right now is until 2027, so only a 2-year extension for Raphinha, which makes perfect sense due to his age and his position and what he relies upon for his attributes and on the pitch. Those close to the player say there won't be any issue and the deal is basically done. Keep in mind, do not forget, Raphinha has no agent, so it's him and Barcelona speaking one-on-one. So it's Raphinha who's doing the negotiating the terms and conditions and all this stuff. He has no agent. Last time I checked, maybe he appointed one recently, I don't know, but it's not leaked in the media. I'm not aware of it. Last time I checked, he had no agent. But of course, renewing Raphinha's contract, very, very, very important, fully deserved after his Ballon d'Or as campaign this season. He's had 54 GA. That's like on Messi levels. I know he's not performed well the past month, but you cannot ignore the GA, the impact he had in this team that first few months as well, where he was well and truly the best player in the world. Fully, of course, deserves a renewal. So wait and see how things do turn out. Again, very, very close. Hopefully some of Frenkie de Jong will be done near the end of the season, maybe hopefully before preseason time. And the final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of the gaffer, the Mr. Hansi Flick. Now, Fernando Polo and Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Fermin Lopez is planning to travel to Barcelona soon to smoothen out the last points of Hansi Flick's contract extension until 2027. Flick isn't interested in signing an extension with an extra optional year based on meeting certain goals. For now, even if the club and Zahavi have reached an agreement, both sides plan to wait until the end of the season to announce anything officially. Now, this meeting was set to take place after the Clásico, whether we won, lost, or draw it. And of course, we are now on Tuesday, 2 days after the Clásico, and the meeting did happen and everything is agreed. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Hansi Flick's contract extension until 2027 is now officially agreed and done. Everything was fully agreed during a dinner after the El Clásico with Flick, Fini Zahavi, and Joan Laporta. Flick's contract now is until 2027 with no option for an extra year. The club will choose the right time to announce the extension after they secure the title and celebrate it as well. Fini Zahavi was also caught by the media on the streets. They asked him, is Flick going to stay? He said yes, just ironing out some final detail, and you'll know all the details very, very soon, but it's done. So even the agent of Flick has confirmed this. So we got the Flick renewal basically done. Frankie and Rafa in negotiation. Konin Lamine will probably be up next alongside Eric and Szczesny. So a lot of work being done to kind of keep the core of these players. And again, Barcelona are doing an exceptional job and keeping up and of course executing on key renewals. Now, a piece of news that has always been rumored around Barcelona over the past few months, but has now been kind of unanimously confirmed in the media, is the future of Dani Rodriguez. Of course, dislocated his shoulder in his first team debut for Barcelona against Real Valladolid. He'll be out for 2 or 3 months. He'll have his surgery, I think, at some point this week, either today, tomorrow, or Thursday. He'll be out for 2 or 3 months, which probably means that he will join back Barcelona tailor end of preseason, so he will miss preseason, unfortunately, which does suck. But the reports are quite clearly that Hansi Flick wants Dani Rodriguez to be a part of the first team next season. Now, keep in mind, if he is going to be a part of the first team, we talked about Rashford before, you're going to get rid of Ansu and Pau Victor probably, which means that it's either going to be Dani Rodriguez or Marcus Rashford. It cannot be both. If it's both, we're cooked. If it's both, we are cooked. If it's both, we're not doing anything next season of significant, or we're gonna have to rely on Raphinha and Lamine for another whole season. But I do really rate Dani Rodriguez. I think he's a fantastic player. He really impressed me a lot last summer at the under-19 Euros for Spain, which he won, I think, player of the tournament, and won, of course, the tournament as well. Did well in preseason. Just this season, never really got his chance. But when he did get his chance, unfortunately got a nasty injury. Dealt a lot with injuries this season as well. When we had Lamine and Ansu and Ferran all injured, Flick really wanted to use him, but he was also injured at that time as well, which didn't help our case. But he will most likely get a first team number next season. But we'll see what happens in preseason, in the summer. Signings and such will dictate things. But as of right now, the plan is for Dani Rodriguez to have a first team number next season. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss for an end of this video is in regards to preseason, which I've already talked about a little bit in the video. Again, the plan for Barcelona is to have preseason in Asia this year. Very likely going to be traveling to Japan, South Korea, and another country, should I say, in Asia. According to Luis Rojo from Marca, or as of right now, Barcelona will play 1 match in Japan, 2 in Korea, and they will receive around 15 million euros in total for the Asia tour. I think last season from USA we received 12 million, so a little bit more money here, and also less games as well. And speaking on the Japan and 2 Korea games, the Japan game has actually already been confirmed by the Japan club, and that is Vissel Kobe, of course, the former team of Andres Iniesta and Villa. They will be our opponent, and they have confirmed that on Sunday, July 27th, they will host a friendly game with Barcelona. Kickoff time, of course, being 7 p.m. local time. So that game is already confirmed. If that's the case, you're probably expecting preseason to start for Barcelona. Players coming back, probably around June the 4th or 5th. 2 weeks of training, get back to fitness, travel to Japan. We don't know if this will be the first game, the second game, or the last game, but the first game in Japan, the one that Luis Rojo mentioned, the one game in Japan, has been confirmed for July 27th against Vissel Kobe. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course in the comments down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we did discuss. The main thing on it, firstly, of course, is on Messi. Would you bring him back or not? Secondly, on Rashford, would we be keen on him to be our star left winger signing or not? Thirdly, on the right back option that we did discuss, Dumfries, Frimpong, who would you choose out of the two? Is there another option out there that you do like? And finally, your thoughts on Barcelona's work on the key renewals around the club, whether it be De Jong, Rafa, Flick, Szczesny, Eric Garcia, of course, Koundé and Lamine to come as well. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barça.
Yeah.